Good morning, Facebook friends and family. Ooh, it is cold out here this morning. Southern California does not know if you want to be Southern California or New York. Well, maybe I'm stretching it a little bit with New York. I've put my gloves on. Hold on 1 second. Couldn't swipe my phone and put my gloves on at the same time. Okay, so there we have it. Good morning. Welcome to episode number 8, Wisdom One. Episode number 9. Wow. How fast does time fly? Let's see, we're in February 2021. And this episode, number 9, is about self-awareness and worth ethic. Self-awareness and worth ethic. Two of probably the most important things to success. If I had to pinpoint anything, those are two things I'll pinpoint. So let's start off with a little analogy. Kind of like to do stories, analogies sometimes. So if you took a stack of bananas, and again, you guys know how I am, so I just tell you like it is. If you took a stack of bananas and a stack of money, maybe $10 million, and put them right next to each other in front of a monkey, 100% of the time, the monkey will pick the bananas. You know why? Because the monkey doesn't understand the value of the $10 million and doesn't understand the $10 million will buy him or her all the bananas they can possibly ever want. Interesting. Just a thought. Same, now let's put that to human beings. If I put a job or an entrepreneurship in front of a human being, probably 9 times out of 10, they'll pick the job. Not as bad as a monkey, but 9 times out of 10, they'll pick a job. The reason why they'll do that is because of what we're taught, what our parents may have taught us. Go to school, get a great job. Go to school, get a great education, get a job and retire. Hold on, hopefully I get you guys back. I think I need to turn off my Wi-Fi 1 second. Sorry, I should be back now. See if I can get this glove back on with one hand. That'll be fun. No, I don't think I can do that, so I'm gonna have to rest you guys down for a second. 1 second. Ooh, it's cold out here. Okay, there we go. So, in my generation, that's what we're taught. We're taught. Younger generation is a little bit different today. You have TikTok, you have all the social medias, you have influencers, you have young 20, 21-year-old kids making themselves millions and millions of dollars on TikTok, YouTube. Part of my Good Life training, I think it's week number 10, I talk about this. And I talk about, you have to change with the times. You have to evolve. And what's really interesting and that I sometimes enjoy doing is going back and watching those videos I made 2 years ago and watch how I evolved. Because I talk about companies that I used to be part of that maybe didn't do the things they needed to. So I started my own and I made it better. So it's kind of cool to kind of watch those. So hopefully you get the gist of how the good life works, and you can see how the transitions happen. Because the same transitions happen to me will happen to you if you're self-aware and you put in work ethic. Because those are 2 things we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about self-awareness. Not everybody could be entrepreneurial. Let's just be real. Not everybody can create something. Not everybody can be a CEO. Doesn't mean you can't be successful. Doesn't mean you can't be rich. Doesn't mean you can't have the life and the dreams you want. You just need to be self-aware. Just be self-aware. Self-aware of who you are, what your limitations are, and what you can do. But If you don't put in or don't figure out your self-awareness, that's when you're sure going to fail. Now, even if you have self-awareness, the next ingredient, the most important ingredient, is worth ethic. Because if you don't put massive action and work into whatever you do, you won't have the success. You won't have it. So, if you're entrepreneurial, great. And let's talk a little bit about that. I talk about this in a couple of my classes too. And by the way, let me give you a little pitch for The Good Life. It's free. It's just something I've given back. It's all pre-recorded. You go through it, you do what you need to do, and go change your life. It's that simple. I've had thousands of people do it. So, entrepreneurship. LeBron James, pretty damn rich, got a lot of money. Jeannie Buss, wealthy, beyond belief. It's the difference between you signing the front of the check or do you sign the back of the check? Let me explain that. The entrepreneur that's signing the check is the one that's wealthy, in most cases. The person that's getting the check could be rich. I don't know if you're number 4, number 8, number 11, number 14 in the company, number 1 in the company. You still sign in the back of the check because you're not an entrepreneur. And you're not the one writing the check. So again, Jeannie Buss from the Lakers, she's wealthy. LeBron James is rich. He does the back of the check, she does the front of the check. Nothing wrong with signing the back of the check now. Here's where signing the back of the check can work for you if you decided that you're gonna take on my challenge of figuring out to be self-aware. Who you are. Who are you really? Are you entrepreneurial? Are you in a space that you have an idea? Because here's the problem that most people face. Some of you watching me right now, you could be younger, 20, 30s, 40s, 50s. You're young. You've had some regret. I've had some regret in my life. You've had some regret. You haven't hit the 80s or 90s yet. When you hit the 80s and 90s, that's when the regret really pops in. Because you're like, man, I wish I started that TikTok company, or started doing TikTok more. Or I wish I started that lawn service. Or I wish I started this. But you didn't. Now you don't have one thing on your side, time. I've told people in the younger generations, in the 20s and 30s, I will switch lives with you in a second. And they looked at me like, you'll give up your life for my life? Yeah, I would. Because you have something I can't have. They're like, what's that? You have everything, Clayton. You're retired. You have money. You have the lifestyle. You have the toys. You do all these things. Why would you want to switch lives with me? Simple. You got something called time. And if I could be the person I am today and know what I know today and be 20 years old, 25 years old, whoo, the world's mine. Man, the world would be mine. So, you have to decide your self-awareness. And I have some good news for those of you as I close this out at the end. I have some good news for most of you. If you have decided and you've done your self-awareness and you figured that you're not entrepreneurial, I have some great news for you. I'll share at the end. So if you're entrepreneurial and you want to be the one writing, signing the front of the check, God bless you. Go out there, get your idea on there, whether it be a baking show, whether it be a barbershop, whether it be a pool service. That's okay. You can go make millions in a pool service. Just franchise it out. come up with a better mousetrap than everybody else did, because your entrepreneurial mind will lead you there. What a beautiful thing. So you make that happen, and you make it happen for yourself and your family. In your self-awareness, if you figured out that, man, I just can't do it, I gotta have that steady income, which a lot of you do. If you look back to my other episodes about the 80-20%, if you're born a 80%er, you can't have that delayed gratification. We talked about that in another wisdom walk I did. You have to have instant gratification. Well, nothing's wrong with instant gratification if you can't use the tools that I try to teach you to become a 20%er. So that's where the self-awareness comes in. If you just can't do it, you just can't do it. Look, I get it. But at least, and let me look over at you and say this, at least you're not giving up. Because you better not give up. So, I'm taking you through a journey. So if you can't do the journey of having 20% tendencies, and you're just stuck in that 80% rut, and you have to have that instant gratification, and you can't do the delayed gratification like us entrepreneurs have. Because if you're an entrepreneur, delayed gratification is your thing. But how sweet it is when it comes. So if you can't do that, and you find out you're self-aware, and you want to have that job like LeBron James, and make good money, be a number 4, a number 7, number 15 in your company, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you can't do it. So here's how. And again, I'm not trying to say this to be egotistical, but here's how you just got really lucky, because you ran into someone like me, and I'm doing it for free. So I'm going to teach you how. Okay, the internet gods are not playing very well with me today, so I just actually turned back around so I can at least get this finished. I'm almost to the end. So if you are not entrepreneurial, like I mentioned, and again, not being egotistical but by saying this, but fortunately, you ran into me. And by running into me, I'm going to show you some things that can give you the same rewards as an entrepreneur, even if you don't have those tendencies. So what we've created in our company, MB Solutions, is our investment arm, which there are 6 investments that you can get involved in. That some are passive, some are active. I talked about that in episode number 8. So that's the beautiful part. So now you can take that job tendency that you have, where you're number 4, number 7, number 8, number 11 in your company, and you can use the passive income streams to build wealth, just like an entrepreneur. You just have to follow it. Now, what's interesting about some of the people I've followed and watched their videos, the Gary V's of the world and all the other speakers, yeah, they all motivate. And if you're taking my Good Life class, we talk about motivation is garbage. Because, like Mel says in her video, I love her to death, by the way. I think she's just an amazing person. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you better get on the Good Life and find out. She says, motivation is garbage. And I agree. And I'm going to use her voice or her tone when she was saying it, not her voice, but her tone when she was saying, she goes, tomorrow, I'm going to go do this. And tomorrow, I'm going to go do this. And tomorrow is going to be a great day. And tomorrow, I'm going to go do all that. Then tomorrow comes and you're like, I don't feel like doing that. See, motivation is garbage. So unlike all the people, the Tony Robbins of the world, look, I'm not hating on them. All the people that grab your money to motivate you so you can give them hundreds or thousands of dollars so you can go home all excited and be broke. And that's fine if you want to do that. I'd rather give you information for free and then give you the tools to use that information to become wealthy. That makes so much more sense to me. because I'm going to just give you tools. And we have all the tools on our Facebook page. And you can pick whatever you want to use to get in, as long as you figure out that you have the self-awareness to who you are, what you want to accomplish, and you put into work. And if you do that, you're good to go. Life's pretty simple. Don't make it complicated. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't have the finer things in life because you want to listen to all the people that don't have the mindset that you're trying to get. And I've said this in several wisdom walks. If I took an inventory of 5 of your closest friends, I pretty much guarantee that you're probably within 10% of their income. Because like-minded people usually hang around with like-minded people. And I've said this probably in 3 or 4 different walks so far. This is walk number 9. I highly recommend you do one thing, and it's 2 words. It's called friend up. I should form a hashtag saying that and start a movement. Friend up. The reason you want to friend up is, why would I listen? Now, I can learn from anybody. I can learn from the person that is unfortunate and is homeless, living on the side of the bridge or underneath the freeway. I can learn the things of what not to do to get to that position. I can learn from the richest man in the world, Elon Musk. I can learn from anyone. The scenario is, I'm trying to better my life and take my life to the next level. So if I'm trying to do that, I'm going to find someone, and here's the point. I'm going to find someone, and you can do it in stages. Find someone that is where you want to be and do what he or she does. Unfortunately, for people like me, those individuals that I find, Elon Musks of the world and all the different type of people, they don't do wisdom walks. They don't give you the playbook. They don't tell you what you should do. They're just a pillar example, which sometimes that's all you need if you have the right self-awareness. Because my self-awareness, you don't have to show me what to do. I'll figure it out. Because that's just the type of individual I am. I'll figure it out. But many of you can't figure it out. So welcome to the Clay Sampsons of the world that's willing to give you the playbook and to break it down and do wisdom walks and do good lives and do Facebook groups that has videos of everything you need to know, everything you need to become successful. Whether or not you are entrepreneurial, want to sign the back of the check versus sign the front of the check. Doesn't matter. I have it all there for you. Okay? So thank you, everyone. That's the end of Wisdom Walk number 9. I wish everyone a beautiful day. It is freezing here. I'll show you guys the difference between when it's super cold in my neighborhood and when it's cloudy. Look at that. You can't see any view at all. It's completely fogged in. But it's cool. Everything needs changes in life. Let me see who's watching this morning. Oh, I took off my glove and my hand's freezing. And I know some of you are probably from the East Coast saying, you don't know what freezing is, only 45 degrees. Let's see. Hey, Eddie is on. Teresa. Hey, Ryan. Brian. Philip. Miss Lyon. She's one of my faves. Hey, Colette. D. Samuel. Chris. Okay, good morning, everyone. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.